Welcome to the Collabo podcast. Thank you for listening. To mark World Refugee Day, which is on June 20th this year, today's podcast is about refugees. A refugee is a person who has been forced to leave their country in order to escape war, persecution, or a natural disaster such as an earthquake. World Refugee Day is an international day started by the United Nations for people to think about the situation of refugees all over the world. It falls each year on June the 20th and celebrates the strength and courage of people who have been forced to leave their home country. World Refugee Day is an opportunity for us to understand the difficulties that refugees face. According to the United Nations, there are more than 80 million people who have been forced to leave their homes across the world. Over half of these people come from just 5 countries: Syria, Afghanistan, South Sudan, Myanmar, and Somalia. This year, this topic has become much more important in Europe. Because of the war between Russia and Ukraine, many people from Ukraine have been forced to leave their homes. It is estimated that since the start of the war, more than 7 million people have left Ukraine. Most of these people have moved into neighbouring countries such as Poland, Romania, and Moldova. However, in addition to the people that have left the country, an estimated 8 million people have been displaced within the country. This means that although they have not left Ukraine, they have had to leave their homes. Many of these refugees have moved to safer places in the east of the country. It should be remembered that 90% of Ukrainian refugees are women and children. One Ukrainian refugee who has been writing about her experiences is called Daria. Daria is a 15-year-old girl, and she used to live in Odessa in the east of Ukraine. Because of the war, she recently had to leave and now lives in the country of Moldova. This is part of her diary. She writes, "Before the war, I had a lot of friends. We used to go out, do homework together, go to each other's houses for tea, and listen to music. We just used to have fun. The atmosphere was calm and peaceful, and everything was perfect. My biggest problems back then had to do with my studies or arguments with my friends and parents. I realize now I didn't have any serious problems. I just worried about little things. But when the war broke out, everything became serious. We had to stay in our homes. We couldn't go outside. There were no lessons because all the schools were closed. I never really thought about refugees before because it was never something I thought might happen to me. I never imagined I would experience war and find myself in this situation. For me, being a refugee means that I have problems finding food. It's difficult to find a place to stay, and I can't buy clothes. It also means that I have mental problems. I'm sure I'll have bad memories of what's happened, even if I don't want to remember. I'll try to find things to distract me. The first thing I'd like to do in Odessa is go to the seaside with my parents and my little brother. I'll take a swim and forget about what happened. My advice to kids in other countries is to appreciate the time they have now, the quiet and the peace they live in, and the joy of their family and friends. Don't worry about the little problems in life. Just try to appreciate what you have now." Thank you for listening to the Collabo podcast. Please tune in next time.